Pulse of Boxing, proud by the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame, where boxing history comes to life. I am Rob Scott, and I'm fortunate to be sitting with one of this year's inductees. He'll be walking across that stage at the Hard Rock Casino in Atlantic City on September 28th, and it means a lot to me because we're from the same town, and we call them the Wyandanch Warriors. Tyrone, Mitchell, Frazier. What's going on, man?
I woke up again, my brother. I'm good.
Well,
I'm good.
first off, man, I want to give you a huge congratulations, man, on your induction. It's well deserved. You fought in those trenches, man, and now you're being acknowledged, man. Tell me how that feels to you, man.
I was really, really appreciative, man. You really don't know that people are really watching you. Then when you get someone to come and put you into the Boxing Hall of Fame, I mean, people are actually really watching your work and actually enjoying what you did. So I really feel blessed.
Well, from a personal standpoint, man, I got to tell you, man. Like I said, we come from the same town, man. Similar backgrounds to a certain degree, and it means a lot to me, man, that your induction, man, and I got to tell you, man to man, yo, I'm mad proud of you, man.
Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate that.
And
I had
it's
to get.
like,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. What you saying?
I had to get used to it when I got the call. I said, you make sure you got the right person. So everything worked out pretty good.
Oh no, we got the right person, man. Because you fought in Atlantic City, man, 11 times, man, and but you fought your ass off 11 times, man. And to not acknowledge that, I guess a person's not a real boxing fan, man. If you don't acknowledge the effort that fighters put in every night out, and the 11 times you fought here, honestly, man, it's hard to find somebody who fought tougher fights than you did.
I fought the best from the beginning. My first fight was supposed to be a guy 0-1. I ended up fighting a guy 5-5 in my pro debut. So it's just been like that my whole boxing career. Nothing was easy for me.
Well, I wanted to paint a picture of Wyandanch, man, where, Wyandanch is a rough and tumble town, man, but at the same time, it has created some of the world's best, and when I say the world's best, I mean the world's best. I mean, we could talk about Rakim, who people, what do we call him? He's like your favorite MC's favorite MC, one of the greatest rappers of all time. We also got your brother, Tyrone, Daryl Chill Mitchell, man. Listen, he came out with Groove Be Chill on Uptown Records, and then he transitioned to be an actor, and he has a catalog that's second to none, and he's
Yes, he
also
does.
he has oh my God, man, somebody who I'm proud. I'm shouting how proud of you I am. I'm ultra proud of him as well, But I know that their road that they traveled to a certain degree to get them to where they are in their respective fields. What brought you to the ring?
Oh, I had went to Las Vegas in '83 to watch the Holmes Frazier fight, Larry Holmes versus Marvis Frazier, and I just enjoyed the way things were going on. I was like, man, I could do this, and I said, man, I could beat Marvis, and got a chance to get in the ring with him and clocked him. But anyway, I just enjoyed, the way things were, the way people went towards him, and it was a really good feeling. And just the only thing was bad was the end of the night. That was the only thing that was bad about the whole trip, is that it didn't go the way he anticipated, but it was still something that caught my eye because I knew nothing about boxing. I was 22 years old.
So, 22 is the first time you put on a pair of gloves?
First time I ever put on a pair of gloves. I did go I used to lift weights at Farmingdale College, so they had a speed bag in there. So I had the speed bag thing down pat when I got to Philly. But as far as boxing and throwing punches, running out of gas and trying to sustain myself, never knew nothing about that until went to Philly.
And when you went to Philly, that's when you hooked up with Joe Frazier. Tell me about that.
Correct.
Tell me about that meeting or that how you guys came together.
Well, him and Joe and my father grew up together in South Carolina. So my father always said that if I wanted to box, or he even talked about it, because I think he went to some of the fights, but I wasn't thinking about no boxing at the time. But then when I got a chance to see it on my own, go to Vegas for the first time, it was just spectacular. I said, man, I love to do this. And I was working at Wyandanch Engine Rebuilders on Long Island Avenue.
Oh, I remember that.
I came to Philly on the weekends, and Joe Smoke said, "You got to do this every day, son." So I went back home, packed up, told my mother, because she wouldn't let me come to Philly until I had the hernia operation. Forgot about that part. I had a hernia from lifting weights, but I wasn't going to get it done with it. Then my mother said, "Only way I was going to Philly is I got the injury repaired," and I did that. In '84, I went back to Philly, and the rest was history. '85, I was a pro. '84, I went to Philly. '85, I was a pro.
Well, one one inch note as well. When I say one inch note, I'm saying like just getting in that ring itself is it creates a certain monkey on your back. But we call you the one inch warrior, whatever. Which when you rep in the town or whatever, sometimes that can put a gorilla on your back or whatever. Did it ever like phase you that that you're repping the town and that it's almost like you fight more than just for Tyrone Frazier.
Not, not really, because I already had the. How can I put it? More or less, I realized kind of like as I was going on, like a lot of people were actually behind me, and I didn't realize that until after I came home from the Virgil Hill fight, and everybody like, "Man, I watched that. You did? I watched that fight. Oh man, you could have did this. You could have did that." I said, "Well, you could have helped me." You know what I mean? But just to mess with him. But I just got a lot of accolades from people that said, "Man, you fought for the world title." And at that particular time, it was just like something to do. But once people start putting a lot of emphasis in it, I realized, man, I went to the top of the mountain and didn't realize that. Because when we got off the plane, I went to the back of, like, when you get off the plane, I went where the people were. But I didn't realize they were there for me, because I'm normally there with Joe Frazier. So I moved out of his way as everybody's trying to talk to him, but they were end up coming towards me. It was just a whole lot of things I didn't realize until I got there.
Now, now, the world knew who Joe Frazier was, but by Joe Frazier growing up with your father, it may not have hit you as hard or impact you as much as it impact other people to be trained by one of the world's greatest. How did that feel being trained by one of the all time greats?
At that time, it didn't really ring a bell at that time. And everybody that fought real good aren't great trainers. So that's one thing I can say for myself. When I worked with Marvis, I got more education out of the boxing game than I would with Smoke, because his whole thing was getting that hook off. But it's more to boxing than just a left hook. Not saying what he taught me was bad. It's just that it was more to me. It's more to boxing than just a left hook. Because that left hook just don't start. If the left hook doesn't work, you're sitting there just trying to get a hook off that ain't coming nowhere. Then you forgot all about your right hand. So it was just when I worked with Marvis, I was unbeatable.
Well, it's
Because he used both hands. He showed me how to use both hands.
well, as you're speaking, and you saying the left hook, I just brought back memories of Felix Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins, where it seems like Felix Trinidad became like a one-dimensional fighter, where he was trying to land that one hook and it's almost abandoning every other thing in his arsenal. Yeah, but how much there are a lot of fighters who they kind of draw strength from their trainers as well. Whatever. I mean, when he said to you that you should become a fighter, and he said that he'll help you train or whatever, did how much? I guess how much did he put into your confidence?
That really took me over the top. I was like, man, if he can see something in me, I must be able to fight. Just for him just saying, man, I can take you to Philly. and I turned you into a champion. And we got to the mountaintop. You just didn't get over it.
Now, Atlantic City, you're being inducted into the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. We got to talk about Atlantic City. We can't abandon the Atlantic City because tell us your experiences in Atlantic City and how and fighting in Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, it was a great experience, man. I worked with a lot of great fighters. I worked with Kwawi for almost his comeback, and he was still tough, still a hard hitter. I worked with Kevin Watts, little Jules, and a little guy. I got in the ring with him. I was a middleweight, but Jules was just so cool. Everybody in boxing knows Jules. But we worked. I worked with Mike Hall. He trained me, and he was a jab specialist. I learned a lot of things from the left hand from Mike Hall.
Um, like you said, what was going to say? Now you mentioned Virgil Hill earlier. As your as you rose and you got the call from the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame saying that you're about to be inducted into the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. You also got that call saying that you're getting that world title shot. How did that feel?
I'll be truthful. It didn't kick in like it should have. You know what I mean? It was just like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? It didn't hit me until I got older to realize what I was doing and what I was getting into. You know what I mean? As things were going on, I was just steamrolling everything. Nothing really kicked in like, oh man, you are fighting for the title. But like I said, as everybody else would tell me about it, that's when I would understand the severity of what I was into. I trained hard, don't get it wrong. But in the process of getting ready for the fight, I got a torn retina. And as soon as I got hit in my right eye, it was the fight was basically over, but we went 12 rounds. Because as soon as I got hit, if I had those years experience and knew what to do, I probably would have did better. But being that it was the first time I went from a mass to a world title fight, I think it hampered my ability because I was scared to get hit and the eye coming loose again. To be truthful,
Well, you mentioned your I guess the lack of experience. Um, when you started working with Marvis and you started working with Joe and they started training you overall, what would you think? What would you say was your biggest asset?
my left hook, 'cause I was getting guys out of there with that left hook, that body shot. That was basically the shot that I wanted to learn, and that's the one I really took heed to. And Joe knew that, Smoke knew that, and he worked with me on it. That's what I'm saying. He can get that left hook going, but there's other shots that I needed to get going in order to get that hook off, which I didn't realize that until later on.
In a conversation that you and I had before, where I asked you, you know, what goes up must come down. What starts, there's got to be a finish, and that includes a career. When the moment that you said, "Listen, I am done," take us back to that moment that you knew that I was done, that you were done.
I was we fought in Maryland, Mike Hall and Breon. We went to Maryland, and I couldn't make the weight, but we tried and tried and tried to get the weight off, and it was because I didn't have the drive. So on my way to the ring, I was dizzy, and I said, "Yo, I can't do this no more." So actually, in like the third or fourth round, probably was a probably was a third round. I said, "Yo, Mike, I had enough." No, Bill Johnson. Bill Johnson, excuse me, Bill Johnson. Because he said, he said, come on, Frazier, you can take him. I said, you fight him. I'm getting out of here. And then from that day on, BJ was like, man, you crazy.
Well, no, I mean, no, everybody knows their limitations or what have you. because you mentioned the detached retina, and that is an injury that will, and your eye injury, and that will stay with you for the remainder. But but guess what? You and we're sitting up here, we're talking right now. I never have to stop and say, "What are you saying? What'd you say?" I can understand where you're coming from, and I think that that plays a part too. And I think you made the right decision.
Exactly. I couldn't. My vision was impaired. I didn't train like I should have. And this guy shouldn't even been in the ring one round with me, but he went three and was winning. I was, I'm not letting this guy hurt me, and got out.
Well, are there any regrets
Not at all.
with what you've done?
Not at all. I feel good. As far as I got, I'm taken care of now. I'm in good situation. I'm in good spot, so I can't complain.
Are there any things that
Better.
are there any things that let me rephrase that again. Not regrets per se, or whatever. But if you had the chance to do anything over again, what would those things be?
Move my head more, so I wouldn't get hit in the eyes as much. That's what I would do. Or wear that mask with the grill in front. That saves you from getting hit in the eye with just a regular headgear. That
Now,
that's just be something that they, because you don't get hurt in a fight. You get beat up like that in the gym, getting ready for the fight. That's why I got both of them in the gym.
what the redness?
Retina, yeah, same eye, both times in the gym.
Um, do you still follow the game?
Not as much. I didn't see the Canelo. I'll be truthful, not really. It's it's too animated now, man. I don't. It's not attractive unless it's somebody that I know this fighting. I'll check it out. But the things
It,
it's all about money now, so it's a big difference.
and it's a lot of money. I mean, who was it? I forgot who made that statement where they said, people don't uh, people don't put their best effort, or people don't fight when they waking up on silk sheets. And a lot of the fighters nowadays are making millions of dollars in what it's not so much super fights, where back in the days the money that they're making, those that type of money was being made in super fights, and now they're making this type of money and it's not even a super fight, and it doesn't transcend into or translate with the fighter to make him be the best that he possibly can be.
Yep.
um,
You don't have to work as hard because you already going into the fight a millionaire or a whole lot of money. But if you fighting to make money, I came in the gym at 22 years old. I was fighting my butt off the whole time because I knew I needed money. So in order to get money, I had to work out, I had to train. I lived in the gym, so I had the best of both worlds at that particular time. And just when the money started coming in is when things started getting like, I'll run tomorrow, or I'll go the next day, or I'll go at 12, or you know what I mean? But now you already get the big money, so you, you might not run until it's there to fight. So it's
well,
just a whole difference about it, man.
well, sometimes that's where it comes the respect of your trainer, because your trainer should be on your ass too. But then again,
Nah, they're
but
too busy doing their thing.
you're
Don't
a
let
grown
them fool
man. Say it again.
you. You have to be like Floyd Mayweather. No matter how much people dislike him, that brother trained, man. Ain't nobody give him nothing. He trained
Mm-hmm.
from the looks of from the fights, from the lifestyle, and I seen him in one fight because he had a bad shoulder. He didn't look that good, but from then on, everybody got murdered. He knocked him out, beat him up. So one thing I like about him, he definitely trained for every fight like it was like a championship. So that was pretty good. What I like about Floyd.
How did how did well, Wyandanch is definitely taking you in. When I say that, I'm saying I already know for a fact that Wyandanch is going to be in the house.
Yeah, yeah,
Atlantic
yeah.
City just may be Wyandanch on that particular night. How does it feel being getting the accolades from and the recognition from, all your loved ones, your friends,
My
and
teachers,
fans?
it's unreal. That's what I'm saying. Now that I'm not boxing and the love and admiration that's coming in from it is just unreal. I mean, I'm getting calls from every and anybody. Congratulations, and yo, I'm coming to the fight. A couple guys I grew up went to school with, they're coming to the fights. I mean, to the fight. They're coming to the ceremony. So it's really, really a blessing, man. Really a blessing.
I know a lot of people hit me up, saying that they definitely will be there, and probably people that you probably don't even know that are coming. But I know that there's going to be a lot of people from Wyandanch there, man. And this Wyandanch person right here, man. Again, like I said, I, I I'm very very proud of you, man. And I
I thank
really
you,
am
man. I appreciate that, man.
really
Weeda
proud of
told
you.
me last year that be on the lookout for this year, and she was right. God bless her.
Hey, man.
She
Who
told me
Rita?
be on the lookout.
Who?
Weeda Frazier.
Rita Frazier, yeah, rest in peace, man. One
She
of the
told me
sweetest people that boxing has ever been around. I mean, because yeah, but
give me the shirt off her back.
oh yeah, very very sweet person. Very sweet person. I don't want to hold you up, man, but I just wanted to touch bases with you, man, and I just want to let you know, man, that you are definitely loved by Wyandanch. You're loved by me. You're loved by the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame, and you're loved by boxing, man. And uh, can't wait to see you walk across that stage and accept that plaque, man, because it's definitely well deserved, man. Much love to you, man.
Greatly appreciated, my brother. Thanks a million, man. All love.
Oh man, no doubt,
Wine
man.
is in the building.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. We're gonna see you soon, all right?
You got it.
All right,
Peace, my
talk.
brother.